Hi everybody, it's Kathleen with Kathleen's Trodden Trail, and today is Wednesday, April the 9th, and I am back for my, 60 something odd floss tube video. Coming to you a couple days late. I've been trying to film on Mondays, but this week I was busy working on something that I'm going to try to show you. I probably am not going to have enough room to show you the whole thing, but I did finish the bunny rug yesterday finally, and it's actually already been steamed now, so it's nice and flat. And as you can see, I can't back up anymore because of my desk and my computer, but I'll try to give you a full. There's the bunny. Anyway, I had almost finished it and ran out of my background. Well, thought I was running out of my background, and so I was getting a delivery of some wool by my sweet friend Janice, who was kind enough to bring over. Another friend had ordered the pattern actually in the wool, and so she was getting ready to bring that over to me and deliver it to me in the spirit of social distancing. And so I asked her to bring me some more primitive aqua, which was the color of my background. And it wasn't so much that I had completely run out of background, it's that I had run out of the lighter shade, and you can see in the rug that there are lots of different shades of primitive. I think 5 or 6 different shades of primitive aqua to give it a lot of movement and some nice interest. But so I had run out of the lighter shade, and that I was on that last little left hand lower corner, and it had too much of the darker shade, and so she ran over a fat quarter of the lighter, and I really only needed like 3 or 4 strips of it, but yeah, so anyway, that's done. It's been steamed, I need to get it bound. So the next thing that I am starting on and put on my frame, loaded onto my frame, I was trying to think of the baseball reference. Let's see, what is the baseball reference when on deck? Is that it? My husband and my son are really into baseball, and they're both just so sad that there's no baseball going on right now, especially my husband. He's very sad about that. But I was trying to think, so on deck, I guess this was on deck and is now up to bat. Am I using that correctly? I don't know. Anyway, this is called Santa of the Starry Night. It is a Oak Ridge Cottage Designs pattern that is probably my oldest rug whip. I started this in a class with Allie Strebel, and if you haven't heard of Allie Strebel, she's a phenomenal and very, very gifted rug hooking teacher and designer, and she does all kinds of interesting and funky things in her rugs and teaches, for example, these little curlicues that are just strips of wool that are rolled up and then sewn in the rug. Lots of fun. I think this is a piece of velvet that we cut into strips for the saddle, or the I guess it's a harness. This is a piece of sari ribbon that's hooked into as the smoke on the house. I don't know if you can see this very clearly, but the roof is not hooked. It's stitched in. It's just long lengths of wool that are stitched down. So all kinds of neat felted wool. So all kinds of neat things. So anyway, I started this in, and the moon is hooked and then clipped. Every loop is clipped to give it. It actually gives it a little bit of sparkle in the right light. because what you're seeing are the clipped ends of the wool rather than the looped ends. So anyway, I was trying to think how long ago it was that I started this, probably 5, 6, 7 years ago maybe. And I started it in a class with my friend Deb, and when I put this on Instagram yesterday, I tagged her in it, and she wrote back and said, I have my rug from that class on my frame as well. So very interesting. Anyway, I just have the background to do, and the bunting around the outsides. And now this is a very good case of robbing Peter to pay Paul, right? Not robbing Paul to pay Peter, robbing Peter to pay Paul. I have my rugs very well organized in bins, and most of the bins are labeled. But I have several rugs, sometimes in each bin, and then they're layered. And when I got to the bin, this was in its own bin, a smaller bin, I had no uncut wool in there. I had none of the original wool, and so I must have robbed from that bin eons ago to hook another rug, and in particular the background. So yesterday I robbed another rug of its background, and so I'll show you, I'm actually going to change the background of this rug, because this background was hooked in a navy, it looks very black, but it's actually quite navy, a navy wool, and it was, Janice has a couple of different really beautiful navies, very modelly. You can't see it so much in this one strip, but I didn't have any more of that, and so I'm switching it over to a deep dark gray. That will be the background, so we'll see how that looks. Okay, I'm going to, 7 minutes in and all I've done is talk about rugs. I'm going to I've had several people comment that YouTube is no longer holding folks like me, for whatever reason, to 15-minute videos. So I'm going to go ahead and try to do a longer than 15-minute video, and then try to upload that. If it doesn't work, then I'll chop it up, and you'll have weird, odd breaks in it. I'll try to note at the 15-minute mark so that I know where to, make the cuts and the edits. But we're going to try it and see if I can do longer than a 15-minute video. And I don't have much faith, because how many years? 3 years, and I've never been able to do it. Let's see, my beautiful coffee mug. I don't think this was a gift from a friend. I think this was one I found and bought for myself. But I love this mug. It's only my second cup of coffee so far this morning. Okay, one other thing I've been doing besides stitching is I've been making masks, face masks, non-medical face masks for folks. I think it was mid last week that the president actually said that, or the CDC said that they were recommending that folks wear masks, not so much as protection for us, for the person wearing the mask, but more as protection for the other people that you might expose potentially. And so when we're out in public, which we're not very often, we do run to the grocery store about once every 10 days, and but I have placed an order with Julie at Reflections, and I'll need to go pick that up at some point this week, and she'll probably just put it on the front stoop of her shop or slide it through the door, but just for that sort of thing. And so I've had various friends and family members ask me for masks, to make them a mask, and especially some of our friends that are over 60 or over 70, even over 80. So I've been making masks, and I have so much fabric, it's just not even funny. And then the Independent Living Center, I love this one with the bikes. The the bikes on it. Oh, upside down. The independent living center where my father-in-law lives, and they are on complete lockdown now. They cannot leave their apartments. Still no cases of corona there, so that's a very good thing. This one's cute with the be happy and then map of the world on the back. But they have gone to complete lockdown, and so he can no longer leave his apartment. He does have a balcony, a very nice, he lives in a corner unit, and so he does have a very nice balcony where he can sit outside, and we joked with him that we'll bring pizza over and figure out some kind of a hitch system, and we'll send it up to him, and we'll sit in patio chairs underneath his balcony and have pizza with him. That was hard. It wasn't so hard when they were quarantined inside all of the independent living center, because they were still getting together in small groups and having coffee and wine. And he's the editor of the newsletter, and so he was still doing interviews and with various people. It's hard now because they're confined to their apartments full time. So we take him groceries. Drop him off at the front, not even at the front desk. We're not even allowed in the front doors. And I really can't blame them. I mean, it's very scary. And there have been a couple of places in Omaha that have had a couple of, nursing homes, assisted living type places that have had many cases of it. So we still don't. I think Nebraska has 500 or just under 500 or just over 500 cases now, and only maybe, 12 or 15 deaths, which, if those cases or those deaths are someone in your family or someone close to you, it's not an only situation, right? I mean, we say only, and we're in good shape because we've only had 500 cases, but it's, we're pretty spread out here. Omaha's not really a big city by any far stretch, and so I don't ever see us getting to the point of New York or anything like that. We're still one of the last 8, I think, states that are not under a mandatory lockdown, shelter in place, but we do have, the recommendations to stay home, not go out unless you absolutely have to, and that's working pretty well so far, except for that, like last night, they had to break up a big party in a park that had over 100 people, and it was, young people that were like, we don't care, we're going to do what we want to do, and so I don't know if at some point, I don't know, so we're trying to do our part, because I think it's important. I don't want to be exposed, because I don't want to take the chance that I'll have to be around my father or mother-in-law and, expose them. And, I think they're saying stay in, so we should try staying in. So anyway, I've been making masks. Okay, on to the next thing. I had 3 finishes, 3 FFOs this last week. And the first one, I'm not going to get it down, but you can see it back here. These are frames. Oh, I'm going to forget who makes these frames. I don't remember. I'm so sorry. If anyone really, really wants to know, let me know and I'll figure it out. But these are frames that I ordered probably, 6 or 8 months ago, and I ordered several of them and gave most of them as gifts. The cute thing about this one is it's got the little house that hangs down. And so these are motifs from I had it here. Where is it? The here it is. Grow Whirligig by Heart and Hand. And so I just added, figured out kind of where, I actually drew on the back side of this fabric to show where the house would sit, and then added I just added the flowers and the spade or the shovel and the watering can, the ladybug and the bunny. Oh, and I just realized I forgot to put the tail on the bunny. But anyway, I did it 1 over well, it's on a piece of Ada, hand-dyed Ada by Teresa Vinette. But I didn't want over because I wanted it to be really soft and subtle. And I like how that turned out, and that's just up above my computer. And then I went ahead and framed the two bee wells that I did. So the bee well, this was I feel like this was a blackberry pattern design. It's one of the freebies in the bee well. And again, this is another one of those same kind of frames, just in white and no house hanging down. Kind of a Christmassy frame, really and truly, but I like the way it looked in that. And I have this sitting in a Eastery, springy kind of little setup, so I liked how that turned out. And then I went ahead, I bought this frame at Hobby Lobby a while back for another project that I was finishing for a friend, and I thought maybe it would work, and it didn't work. But I just kept the frame, and I like how it looks in there. It really matches the basket, the frame does. And I didn't do anything fancy in terms of finishing it. I just really kind of just stuck it in the frame. So, and I forget who, this pattern is by. I'm sorry. I said it in the last video, and but anyway, just a Be Well freebie. Okay, and then what have I been working on? Several different things. I have been stitching a little bit, not much. Starting today, I'll be stitching more. Modern Folk Embroidery 2020, a family patchwork sampler from Sassy Jacks. The whole thing is going to look like this. One page comes per month, and I think that we are on month 3, going into month 4, probably. It looks like this. I love this. It's done in, obviously it's red work, and then this is being done in sulky, which is fun, a red sulky, which is fun and super easy, really beautiful. I am so excited to get to the house. And then the center motif. Oh, and there's a house over there too. Yeah, I love this. So this is a piece of, and this is what was, I don't know if it's what was called for on the chart, but it was what was offered by Sassy Jacks. It's a piece of 30 count pecan shortbread. And so here's my start. I could open this up a little bit more for you. Here's my start on that. I love it. Love, 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 love. So, but you know, it's easy. 30 counts, super easy, really easy to see. I almost don't need cheaters. Yeah, so I love that. Been working on that a little bit. And then, okay, have I talked about my Sal with, I have, with Susie Reno, my friend Susie. We are doing the sisters, and again, my picture is not very good, but the Barbara Anna sisters piece, where we're stitching the whole thing. We'll chop it in half, send the bottom half to the other person, and then sew them back together. And this is fun and easy and simple, and I am just about finished with the top half. Just about finished. Just have to finish the alphabet, and I think a couple more motifs, and then yeah, and then I'll go on to the bottom. So fun, easy. I think we set a July, National Friendship Day is in July. I won't make you listen to the rattling of papers. Sorry, I left these all in the basket. I haven't worked on this in the last probably few days, but I don't think I showed it to you last time. So His Eyes on the Sparrow, doing this because I want to do the, it's not Lilies of the Field, but it's something to do with lilies. Consider the Lilies, which is the next in this series. And so I am almost finished filling the deer in, and that will almost be, once I get the rest of the border on this side done, that will be the end of page 1. So this is probably, well, no, this is my oldest cross-stitch whip since I had gotten back into cross-stitch. I don't remember now, 5 years ago maybe? Started, yeah, I don't know. Another SAL that I'm doing with Donna Letsky of, Donna is now doing videos, and it's Donna's She Shed Shenanigans, or I can never remember. If you want to know, let me know. With Donna and Dory Kehoe, Coffee First by Misty Purcell. So pretty. So pretty. I did get all of my floss. Kind of bright colors, but I'm down. I'm down with those bright colors. Missy sells thread packs for most of her kits, or most of her charts, I think, or all of her charts, I think, maybe. Anyway, and then some of the DMCs are off just a little bit. I mean, in terms of I picked something a little bit different, but that's my start on that. And I'm not sure that I've done anything since you last saw that. But that's what I'm going to work on today. Today at some point. I'm trying to do laundry today, filming the video, work on the rug a little bit. And then the last thing that I've worked on in this last week, my friend Kathleen got me into this. We both really love the primitive hair, and have a bad habit of seeing things on the primitive hair website and ordering them, and then telling the other person, and then the other person has to order them. But Spooky Countdown, I don't think this is new. Colleen is almost finished with it, I think. I bet she finishes it this week. And so it took me a little while to start it. I finally coffee and tea dyed the fabric for it, and I'm super happy with how that turned out. It's really grody looking. And then that's my start on Spooky. This calls only for 3, 6, 7 different flosses, all DMC. And so of course I had 310, and I started the top with 310. But I did order, I placed an order, I think with 1, 2, 3 stitch for the other DMC flosses. So hopefully those will come this week, although I still don't have a shipping notice on those, so I don't know. But hopefully those will come this week, and I will be able to do a little bit more than just the black on that. That's kind of it. I am eating my way through the refrigerator. Maddie has been baking on a regular basis, or I've been baking. I've mostly been baking bread. I'm not the greatest sweets baker. I kind of feel like baking a pie today, but I don't know, we'll see. I don't need a pie. Yesterday she made cookies. She made chocolate chip and peanut butter cookies. I love peanut butter cookies. I'm gonna have to get a handle on that because the eating, it's getting a little bit. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. I placed an order yesterday. I was having a hard time. Okay, so Reflections, Framing, and Stitching in Papillion, Nebraska is my LNS. Julie McConnell is the owner. She does FlossTube videos. It is an amazing shop. If you haven't been there, you should go check it out. It's really gorgeous. I'm looking for something on my phone, that's why I'm not looking at you. It's a great shop. If you haven't been there, you should go. If you haven't ordered online, she does have a new online ordering website. You can order, just like 123 Stitch, just like all of those places. But for some reason, this computer, which I'm going to have to knock on wood when I say this computer, which is, I don't know, my hair is getting so out of control. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's so bad. It's always sticking out in weird places. This computer is probably 5 years old. It's lasted me forever. It's a Dell, right? Yeah, it's a Dell. And it's actually, that's just the screen. The laptop is over to the left. It's just lasted forever, and but I am starting to have problems with it, but I'm not having problems with any of the interface stuff that I do with work. And so I'm really hesitant to go buy a new computer. And I was, had completely decided that I kept telling Brian, I'm going to have to get a new computer. I'm going to have to get a new computer because I thought that it was going to die anytime, and it hasn't died. But I am starting to have problems with interfacing with other websites, not work ones. Itchy nose syndrome. So I tried to place an order with Julie last week, and I couldn't. It took me 30 minutes to order 3 pieces of DMC. So I couldn't do it. I think I know it's my computer because I'm having problems with other websites too. So I called her yesterday. Julie's been doing a chart a day since she's been doing this since market, or since, I don't know, coronavirus, or she's been doing it. She's done, I think, 13 now, probably 14 at this point. And so I've been taking notes, watching her. I got to kind of binge watch her charts of the day as I was hooking that rug the other day, and I was taking notes. And so I called her with an order, and what I ordered was the Charlotte Mills sampler, which I'm pretty sure she is out of right now, but she's getting more in, and so she put my name on the list. The Charlotte Mills sampler, and let me see if I can find a picture on my phone. It's so pretty. And when you watch her videos, it's just, yeah. I'm like, I think I would have looked at this chart and went, oh, that's pretty, but yeah. So here's a picture of it. I kind of want to blow it up for you a little bit. This is a picture of Charlotte Mills, and it has the 2 buildings at the bottom, and it has this really interesting border. And Julie said, every time I look at it, I see something different in the border, like I see an owl or a clown, or, yeah, it just has this really, really interesting border. And then she also talked about how you could do different little parts and pieces of it, separately. Like this could be just a small or anyway. So I ordered that. I also ordered, I'm looking at my list that I made, Thread Needle Street. That was a new release from Market, and the floss and the fabric and the chart. And then I ordered the Hanes sampler, which I also loved. And let me see if I can find that. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Yeah. Oh, this is gorgeous. So this is the Hanes sampler. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Look at that house. And the berry baskets at the bottom, and I love it. So, and the fabric and the floss. And I think the Hanes sampler calls for a combination of MPI silks and DMC. So, yeah, I'm excited to get those. So I told her there was no hurry, absolutely no hurry. I also ordered a few other random things from her, but yeah, that'll be fun to get those in. So anyway, that's it. That's all I've got. I hope y'all are having a good day. I hope everybody's staying well. We have sunshine today, and I think it's supposed to be 70s. We had a record high of 86 yesterday in Omaha. It was beautiful. Today's in the 70s, I think. Brian's watering the lawn. It's nice and green. Things are really greening up. Bindi dug up all of my tulips. I about cried. You know, I remember when our our first golden retriever was her age, and she dug up everything. She ate everything. She chewed everything. And I remember thinking at that time, I had small children, and I just remember thinking, oh my gosh, this dog is too much work. And then when she got older, I just couldn't imagine not having her. Like, she was the best dog. And so I know Bindi will be like that someday. I know she will. And really, 3/4 of the day, she is an awesome dog. She just hangs. She either hangs by me or hangs by Brian or hangs with the kids. She has to be right by somebody. She does not like to be alone. She does not like to be alone outside. She doesn't like to be alone in the house. She wants to be right next to somebody, preferably laying on your feet. But yeah, there's just a little bit of digging going on. So anyway, I hope you're well. I hope you're having a great day and staying well and being safe and staying home. This won't be for forever. And taking care and getting lots of stitching done. So I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.